Alright guys, so sorry about that thing that happened with removing the circuits. I guess just don't remove them. Um, I wasn't able to get it back. It actually put me all the way back to where I started my last video, even though I saved and quit, and there was progress savings and everything, but it put me all the way back. But it saved my inventory. So all those med packs gone, all the somatic gel gone, all the ammo gone, everything gone. So but I'm going to tell you what I did. I played through. I took out the hand cannon just to speed through it. And I'm pretty sure I got my inventory pretty much back to where I was. And the only thing that's missing is these upgrade circuits. So what I did is I cleared out all the ones on my plasma cutter. Sold them. And then put the good ones onto here. Like +1 rate of fire, +1 damage. So really I'm only missing out on +1 rate of fire is +1 damage for only 3 of these. So not too much of a loss, and I do gain a lot of resources, and I can almost make another intimidator. Since I scrapped the evangelizer, and also I scrapped something else. I forget which. And it allowed me. I didn't sell the parts, so as you can see here, it took down the price of the Intimidator quite a lot. Now, I don't know whether making it the blueprint the first time decreases it. It seems like it has, because I've gotten rid of all my parts on my completed game, and I've made the Intimidator 2 or 3 times, and it seems like it's really low priced, so I think it either goes in half or something like that every time you make it. So I might actually end up making another one, but I'm probably not going to, because I just probably won't waste the resources, and I'm probably going to make +2 rate of fires anyway. But regardless, what I did do, I changed it so I told you I scrapped my evangelizer, since I do have the intimidator now, and what I did was I put the evangelizer conic dispersal on here just so I can get that extra speed. As you see here, compared to a normal normal conic dispersal, I lose speed by a lot, but I gain a couple clip. But I personally would rather have speed than clip. You can always make more ammo, so that's what I did, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up adding more plus clips. So that's where I'm at right now. Sorry for the delay. This is gonna be part 14, by the way. I actually found out what number I'm at for the parts here. I did my editing, I'm doing my uploads, and I'm doing it chronologically. I'm adding them to the playlists and everything. So I'm starting to get better at organizing here, and that's really helping. But I kind of wanted to do like a topic per video, since really there's no tips to give except for in the heat of the moment. So what I think I was doing is just gonna talk, whether it's like school or something of that nature, whether it be some other thing, but I wanted to be more of a deeper conversation, like, you know, what are my thoughts and why it's this way, what's the problem. And I had a really great mentor. I don't call him a teacher, because he's nothing of that nature. He's not the in and out word. He's a mentor. He's the guy, you know. He's the one that mentally changed me, and he changed my way of thinking, I guess I should call it. And so it's kind of hard to formulate my thoughts sometimes when I'm on a train of thought, because it's just, I'm thinking about so many things and so many things I could say in a discussion, that talking solo or not arguing or debating with someone is kind of hard to get my thoughts down on paper, or speaking it, especially the videos. But I'm gonna try, I think. And I think the subject I'm gonna do is school, and my problems with it and its function. Now, I don't know whether this will be controversial or whatever, but these are my thoughts and what's going on and everything. I actually went the wrong way, sorry. But here goes. Well, first off, well, it's really hard to bring up this conversation. It's either going to be groundbreaking or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was told school was not to teach you actual information, it's to teach you obedience. And the more I look at it, the more I see how true it is. Everything you do is taking orders, you know? It's not, if you want to learn this, you know, you got to push yourself, you know? It's do this homework, blah blah blah, and they keep piling it on and piling it on throughout your years at school, and they're just going to see how much you can take of it before eventually you say, hey, I'm not going to do this, or you stop doing it. And then it's kind of like how slavery was used even. It's like the slave owners would give them privileges so as them not to revolt, and if they stopped doing the work, they would take away those privileges, i.e. Make your parents ground you. It's kind of, they got duped into the mental idea of what they wanted them to think, and your grades will show that, and that's how your parents will know, and that's how they will ground you, and that's taking away your privileges. That'll try and force you to, in order to make the homework complete. And that's the first thought I had in mind. So that's obedience there, obedience school. There's a lot more to it. That's basically the general idea I have of it. What else about school? School. The teachers, the way the entire system is set up, it's pretty, I don't want to be too languagey here, but to me it's flat out retarded. I'm not gonna hold back on what I'm saying there. I'm not gonna take that back. They're not doing it right, you know? They're making it like a business. It's a private owned, private everything, blah blah blah. It's just wrong in every sense. They don't treat us as humans, they treat us as A, prisoners, even though that yes, they are human, or B, actual products. And to me, that makes me the most enraged. And it sometimes it's cutscene errors out, but it just enrages me how, like, they don't even have the mental capability of thinking that we are human and everything. And it's just, it's really weird. It weirds me out. What else about it? Like, I was hearing administrators and principals and staff or whatever, they say the student this, the student that, and they're treating us like objects, and it's just wrong. And the fact that they do these things all collectively makes the entire system wrong. I'll try and put an analogy for tests. I'm personally a fan of tests, but not the way they do it. Like, how else are you supposed to test your knowledge? Well, you can do projects, you can do blah blah blah, you can do anything, but I feel tests actually test your knowledge, but they do it in the wrong way. But what was I going to talk about again? Man, train of thought once again. Kind of a problem. I said while concentrating, especially not talking to a person. I said something about, oh yeah, analogy for tests. You have a goldfish, a giraffe, a monkey, an elephant, and an alligator, and there's the teacher at the front of the class. She says, hey, since we're a school, you all have to take the same test. There's a tree, all of you climb it. If you don't climb it, you fail the test. And obviously the monkey's gonna win. It's not unique, you know? You all have standard classes, standard this, standard that, and it's gonna show, because people are different, you know? I personally am all about science fiction and everything about it. It just really gets me interested. Like, I think if I just run up here, it actually starts the cutscene. That's what I was told. Yeah. So anyway, it's just the fact that they don't care about what your mental fixation is, and it's not career based either. I personally am into engineering and science fiction, so what good does English or what good does anything else apply to me? Mathematics, yes. Some sciences, yes. I love astronomy, to be honest. And how does any of that happen? Oh, I forgot. It's already started. So there goes a medium med pack. But how does any of that apply to me? You know, foods class. I'm good at art, so I'll let that slide. But how does any of that apply to me? You know, and I feel like they force you to take this, and it's just so boring. Either A, you've learned it since elementary school, and they don't expand on it or make it interesting at all. They don't attempt to do anything, and that just really makes me mad. So that's the main problem I got there. Anything else? Well, I mean, there's a lot more I could say, but I don't know if I want to say it. Yeah, tests, homework, obedience, and I'm getting wrecked here, by the way, so I'm not paying attention too much. Sorry for that. And you see it all the time with school and obedience and everything, and tests, and, like, why does one kid have to take the same test as another when they feel engineering is their subject? Me personally, I'm good with 3D modeling, CAD, and all of that, and just I don't understand why they make us take all these classes. You know, I have to take American literature, all this, and I don't need it. You know, if I'm gonna be an engineer, I'm gonna be an engineer. It just doesn't apply. But I'm trying to think of my next subject about school, and it's not coming to me right now, so might as well just try and concentrate on the gameplay since I'm doing so bad. Yeah, you can see this Intimidator is a really big improvement compared to the Evangelizer. So next subject on school. I kinda talked about the teachers. Oh, got it. Homework, I kind of touched on it, but that's more, I talked about obedience compared to it. But here goes, homework. They try and completely take over your life with school. Reason for this, they're going to try and do that with the obedience again. But let's take into effect. Homework, they give you what? I'm getting 4 hours of homework every day, no problem. Which is pretty much an entire school day extra. I'll get into school hours in a minute, but if they take up 12 or 14 hours of my life with school every day, how am I going to get sleep? I mean, there's 10 hours for me, to get ready for school. That takes an hour, hour and a half. Transporting from school there and back is easily a half hour. And yeah, so that's, I mean, in total it's more like 16 or 17 hours just totally based on school, and then I'm only gonna have tops of 7 hours of sleep, and I'm doing these videos and everything, but that doesn't apply. But it gets to a point where you just don't do the homework because you don't have the time, and they say, why didn't you do your homework, blah blah blah, and it's ridiculous. So and the school hours really do show that, but with homework, I feel if school isn't a place to sleep, home is not a place to do homework. And let's just put it that way, because you kind of gotta have a separation between school and personal, kind of like how it is between job and personal. But that's just my thoughts there. And another thing with the school hours, it's totally based on sports. Now, I could go on and on about sports and how, me personally, I'm not into them. I don't buy it. If you look into the Romans, we are basically a modern day Rome, and that's pretty much all I'll say about that. But it's pretty much games in order to trick your mind into not seeing how bad our life is, and they do that in order to not care about improving our society. But it's gotten ridiculous with schools. Now, personally, I will say, I have to wake up at 5:40, 5:50, whatever, just to get ready for school. School starts 7 o'clock, get out 2:30, that's what, 9, is it? 5, 9, it's actually more, on 8 hours, or hold on, 7:30. It's more like 7:30. Sorry. 5 plus the 2, 7 hours of school, guys. And then it's also, but it's set so early in the morning that it's based for sports. And why do I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning in order to not play sports? Why is that part of my obligation, you know? And I feel like if they made it, you know, start at 10, end at 6 or whatever, that's still 7 hours. Oh, that's 8 hours. Start at 10, end at 5. It's way better. It's definitely something to look into. And it's just the sports take up the entire life because they have so many sports, so many practices, and you don't need it, you know. And my friend goes to school from 6 o'clock and he doesn't get home till 10 because of sports. Now, if you take that into effect, that's what, 12, 4, 16 hours at school. And then he has 8 hours to sleep, do homework, and eat, and get ready for the next day. So here's what I was talking about. +2 rate of fires. They don't take tungsten, and they just take semiconductor and scrap metal, and not too much of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add rate of fires and clips. So that it's just an entirely system of stupidity, and that's why I call it retarded. Not to offend anyone, but it's just all wrong in all the wrong ways, and it's all standardized, so all this stuff is easy for me, and it could be hard for someone else. And personally, that's where they really go wrong, is the fact that they just don't care your mental intellect, you know? I'm good at engineering, I've said it before, but there's some other people that aren't good at it, and why should I have to take a stupider test because I'm smarter? Or why should I have to take a harder test because someone else is smarter? Something along those lines, and it just really gets me going. And it's just so boring that I pull out my astronomy book. It's about Einstein's theory of relativity, by the way, and I just do that, and I just read that while they're doing work, and I'm like just chilling there reading a book, and my teacher gets really mad at me, and I'm like, well, then teach me something. You're a teacher. Don't give me homework. Don't give me reading to do. Don't give me a PowerPoint to look at. Give me knowledge, you know? And that's where it really gets me going, is just, why do they not understand this when it's pretty clear of what you're telling them, and they don't even see the obligation to change. Now I could go on and on and on, probably, if I formulated my thoughts, but that's probably where I'm going to end the subject. You could feel free to comment. I know a lot of people hate school, and it's a general consensus. As you see, my health's low. I don't know whether there's a soup kiosk or not, but I don't think there is. I'm gonna need ammo, but I can't make any. Good thing I got 90 though. Stasis, I think I'm good on that. Yeah. Medium med pack. I should make a large, so that's what I'm gonna do. So as you see, I did have all of these med packs left over because I got it back to where I was before. But that's where I'm gonna end that subject on school. I could probably go on longer and longer, and I really appreciated if you did listen to this and what I said, because I didn't know I had it into me to talk an entire 15 minutes on this subject. And if you know Spider Bite, Next Gen Tactics, you'll know he can go for hours, but it's difficult to keep your train of thought. But here we're coming up on the repel sequence. Repel sequences are gonna be in the next video. That's because they're all difficult and they're all bunched up, so that's what that's gonna be. I wasn't even concentrating, and I didn't do too bad on this part here, but you gotta kind of choose commentary or the gameplay. And me personally, I would rather have gameplay than commentary and stories and all that. But yeah. Here's a cutscene. I'll end it after this cutscene just because My camera's actually doing facial recognition on Santos there. They did a really good job with the motions and facial expressions. I love it. Especially when Isaac's ranting on and he hits that moment where it's just all clear. It's just, I get it, you know. But hopefully I don't run out of battery here. Here's the end of the cutscene. I'm just gonna grab these two boxes and I'll sign off. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, then you didn't. And we'll be back with the next video of all these rappels and the caves. And that's about it for now. This is the Chop Thunder 13, and I'm out.